someone like that in my corner.
So what's because that's something too, like what you completely nailed. And it's funny, me and you again, we talked 2 weeks ago about trying to do this podcast. You talked about the word family at Michigan State, which like
Yeah.
you said, every program approaches culture and all that differently, which we don't totally use that term all that often, although I do really like that term, but that's exactly what you just described with Kathy.
Yeah.
What's and again, those moments are what they are, and you can describe them however you want to describe them. What's something that maybe sticks out with Kathy that you were like, is it grabbing coffee? Is it, I had a bad match and she made sure that I had one-on-one time, or it was, you know what I mean? It was something in practice where something was miscommunicated and afterwards she explained herself because I always think the actionable things of that is where sometimes coaches struggle because everyone wants to emulate what you just described. Everyone wants that relationship with their players. Every player wants that
Yeah.
relationship with their coach and everyone will talk about it, but then it's really hard to run towards those moments sometimes when they're tough. Is there something that sticks
Yeah.
out for her that you were like, this was really impressive that she did this, or I see now because I'm in the coach's chair why she did that and why that worked?
Yeah, I would say both her and Keegan as well. I learned this a lot from Keegan Cook at Minnesota was like just the follow-up, right? So if there is a conflict at practice, right, you knew Kathy was going to call you in her office, or you knew she was going to call you at class, or she was going to drive over to your class and wait outside to have the conversation with you. Like same thing with Keegan. Like we would finish practice and he would call them debriefs, right? And every athlete that maybe there was a conflict or a miscommunication or struggling, he would debrief it with them. So they didn't go home and ruminate it for 4 hours and then come to practice tomorrow and it's still, right? Like he would always say problems don't age well. And so I think both of them in their
That's a
own
good
way,
term.
yeah, like it's one of our core values, right? Like showed me like one of our values is courageous conflict. Is like it takes courage to walk into my office and tell me something really difficult. It takes courage for me to tell you no, that that's not good enough or that's not how Michigan State volleyball is going to do it. But the longer you delay the conflict, the larger the problems get, right? And so Kathy had no fear. I mean, she was going to talk to you. Sometimes as an assistant, I'd be like, this is a lot. And yet now in this seat, you're like, yeah, I'd rather over communicate every single day so my athletes know exactly what I'm expecting and how I'm going to support them. And I always tell them their psychological, physical, and emotional safety are the most important thing. And I need to make sure
Yeah.
that they not only hear me say that, but my actions follow that up. So just the follow up, which is time consuming, right? It's having multiple conversations with athletes every day, but it's so worth it. And it really shows the care and concern instead of just saying it.
So super quick follow up. Let's exchange books